Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to do our monthly rankings and reviews of my Vinegar Syndrome subscriber package movies. I have 4Ks in my subscription for this month, and I'm going to evaluate the VSU in here too. So lots to get to. We're going to rank and review these. Pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so my monthly Vinegar Syndrome subscriber rankings. If you guys follow me, you know that I am doing a first time ever year-long subscription to Vinegar Syndrome. Each month, I go over the new announcements on a video. When I get my subscription haul, I share that with you, plus anything else that I bought with my subscriber subscription discount. And then later in the month, I will have watched, and then I will review and rank all of the movies that I got. Usually, I will also include all of the ones that I bought with my subscriber discount and stuff like that. This time, however, it was the huge halfway to Black Friday sale, and if you saw my giant haul, I got like 26 movies, y'all. There's no way I can do all that. So, I am doing the 4 that came with the subscriber package for this month, and I am going to do the VSU as well. So, we have 5 movies to rank. Now, if you want to get in even deeper with the VSU, I did a standalone of that, The Golden Child. And I have these in order from, I think, maybe the weakest overall to the best. But I'm going to tell you here, they're all really good. Vinegar Syndrome is really good on 4Ks. But if I had to put them in order, coming in at number 5 is Jade. This is the William Friedkin movie, and it's an okay film. This one's just not really my cup of tea. This is sort of that erotic thriller. Not that I don't like those. This one just has just weird vibes and not enough eroticism to fill that quota and stuff like that. And if I'm evaluating how the 4Ks look from this month, then this one's kind of at the bottom. That's not to say that it's not great. It pushes, it's a little saturated in some cases, I would say. And not that that bothers me too much, but I did have to go to my filmmaker mode with my sets to kind of bleed out a little bit of color because it was just a little too rosy. But when I did that, it looked completely fine. Still a little push, but the thing where this 4K excels is in like the tight shots. Whatever lenses, cameras, lighting they used on close-ups of people, holy smokes, do those look good. But overall, I mean, you have, we'll do a little bit of unboxing in case you haven't seen it. There is the artwork. Got a little spot glossing going on here. I actually like the artwork the more I look at it. I like it a little bit better. You got your booklet with it because you got this big side loader case here. And the movie, so it gives you the restoration supervisor, all the restoration details here. You got your slip cover. Also has some spot gloss, and then this is from the scene where they're watching, videotape or whatever on the movie. Slide that out, and then that's the classic cover right there that I recognize the most. David Caruso, Linda Fiorentino, Chaz Palminteri. I mean, not the huge biggest of stars. This does have reversible, so it's the new art there. I actually kind of like this art here. And it's, as usual with Vinegar Syndrome, it's pretty loaded. It comes with the 4K, comes with the Blu-ray. Dolby Vision HDR, restored from the 35mm camera negative, 5.1 audio, the 2.0 stereo soundtrack. It has several special features with it. There's a word there I cannot pronounce. Something with Friedkin and Jade, an interview with the screenwriter. Hysterical Blindness, William Friedkin at Paramount's a 22-minute featurette. So several different featurettes. There's also an interview in here with Friedkin himself, of course, before he passed away. I don't know. The movie just doesn't do it for me. It's that whole like erotic thriller, murder, who did it, mystery kind of thing. I'm gonna show a little more light on here. It's getting dark. So that whole kind of vibe. It has some Giallo vibes, I want to say, in some ways. I'm trying to think. It's like if you combine like a slow Giallo with Basic Instinct and removed some of the sex and nudity and stuff like that. Not my favorite. You got to dive into this, this twisted lifestyle. So you're going to get some of those flavors. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. And then I thought the 4K, honestly, though I would give this 4K probably, if I'm scoring out of 10 on the picture, I would still probably give this 4K about an 8.5, 8.75. I thought it still looked good. It sounded good. All that, I'm going to give it about a 7.5 to 8 on audio. You guys follow me. I don't have my Atmos system. I don't have a full surround, so the most I'll ever give is an 8.5 until that's done because I can't properly evaluate it all. But it's up there. It's a solid 4K. If you like Friedkin, you're gonna complete it. You need it for your Friedkin collection, or you're gonna get all your Vinegar Syndrome slide loaders. It's a must. I don't know that it's one that I would have bought if I wasn't a subscriber, but being a subscriber and getting it, it's one that I'm glad that I've got, and it's not one that I would ever consider being one to get out of the collection at the end of the year. So if you follow me, at the end of the year, anything that I don't want to keep, that I don't like or whatever, I'm going to do a video on, rewatch, rank, and then sell or give away those movies. And I think right now it's only maybe 3 or 4 for the year, so... Jade's not one of those, but it is at the kind of the bottom of the list for the month. Now, the next one up, if you saw it sitting over here, is Let's Scare Jessica to Death, which is a 70s kind of like light horror thriller. Matter of fact, I want to say this might have been a made-for-TV movie. I meant to look up that before I got on here, and I didn't. And I just didn't have time to go back and check it out. But you've got another cool side loader here. I kind of like the aesthetic of this box. So you got your side loader, comes out. So you're going to have your book here with this. And you guys, standard disclaimer on any footage that I put up. Anything I can put up is just my 4K camera recording my LG OLED TV and Panasonic UB820. So you're going to get artifacting, you're going to get stuff. The 4K is going to look better than what it does here. It's just pure reference so that you have something to look at. But you've got your whole booklet here of info and all that jazz. You're going to get your information on the restoration, who supervised it, all that kind of stuff. So you get your booklet. You get your slipcover in here. It's kind of plain, but it's kind of fitting for this movie a little bit. I had never seen this movie going in, and what I will tell you is it has that aesthetic, that look of when a 70s through early 80s, very early 80s movie shot on film is then brought up to 4K. And I always call it this saturated, desaturated, saturated but faded over look, this kind of combo, but still sharp and clean. I don't really know how to put my finger on what I'm saying right there. It's just something you kind of, know it when you see it, like adult content, for lack of a better word. I know it when I see it. It has that, and the 4K looks really good. There's some parts where it struggles just a hair, but I think overall better 4K than Jade as far as visual quality, even with everything taken into account. So it's Dolby Vision. It's restored from the 35mm camera negative 2, It has the original mono track. It's got a new commentary track. It's got the Blu-ray disc. Vinegar Syndrome is still one of those that with a 4K, you're going to get the Blu-ray with it too, which I absolutely love. That way they don't have to cram all the features necessarily on a 4K disc. And anybody that wants to be backwards compatible or get forward compatible later on 4K, this is the way you go. You got it all in one package. It does have the original, I believe this is the original artwork here. Like I said, I had never seen this one. I'd heard about it a lot. I hadn't seen it. It's also the last one that I watched for this evaluation. And I like it. This is definitely one that I would watch again. It's a little slow. It's not... I don't even think it's rated R. And this is like early 70s. So it's like 71, I want to say, 72. And PG-13 by today's standards. There was no PG-13 then. So it would have just been PG, most likely, and on TV. But recently released from mental institution, Jessica, along with her husband Duncan and friend Woody, have decided to move into isolated farmhouse in search of a fresh start. When they arrive there, however, they discover a young woman squatting on the property. With the group deciding to let their unexpected guest Emily stay with them, Jessica soon discovers that their new companion bears a striking resemblance to a girl who drowned in the nearby lake many years ago, and who, as local rumor has it, still haunts this area as a vampire. So it's kind of hard to talk about the movie a whole lot without giving it away if you haven't seen it, but there's definitely a lot of like kind of like shocking sequences in this movie for something that I cannot remember, y'all, if it was made for TV. I was trying to see if it was back here, if it said that it was. I might just be imagining that. I'm sure a host of you will correct me and let me know. But I don't know. I liked it. It's a little slow to me, which is fine. It feels a little bit like maybe it's missing something. Like you kind of expect these like 70s horror movies to be a little bit harder, a little bit more in your face. I mean, even like The Nesting, which is early 80s, so it was actually about 10 years after this. A little more in your face. But I dug it. The 4K, it really shines in places like when they're outside at the lake, particularly, like that really caught my attention on it. And when they're just sitting around talking, but man, when they're out there swimming in the lake and there's like a scene where they're bathing in the lake and you just see that water shimmering and stuff like that, the 4K is solid. If it's an 8.5 to an 8.75 for Jade, I would give this like a, for the 4K, I would give it just a scotch above it. I would give it probably an 8.75 overall. I don't think it has the color fluctuations in a couple spots that get a little hot like Jade does. But overall, I think it comes in at number, what's that, 5.4 for the month. But solid 4K, and another one that I will not consider letting go. Now, the next three are over 9s when we're talking about, actually probably over 9.25s when we're talking about video. They're out of this world. The top two kind of stand alone a little bit. The third one gets bumped down just a hair. It doesn't quite have that extra kick on the video that the top two do. And there's a little issue, at least for me, with the sound on this one. Not like a problem, but it just sounds like a low mix. And I'm talking about the dark half. I couldn't wait to get this. This is Stephen King and George Romero. And I was down. And if you haven't seen it, here is your spot glossed slip box. Here, it's a side loader. There's your hard box. Super cool. See all that spot glossing. See the reflection there. You've got your book. And I showed this one off a little bit in my haul. And I opened it up and pointed some things out. But you're always going to get your booklet. George Romero's The Dark Half. From a Stephen King story. So those two together. This is one I would have bought. And I probably would have also bought Let's Scare Jessica to Death just because I wanted to see it, even if I wasn't a subscriber. But you got your booklet here. And Then, as I pointed out, the slipcover is cool. He's a writer. He's two writers, kind of. He writes under two different names. The main guy in the film, who I just totally blanked on his name. Thank you very much. Why do I do that? I'm trying to remember his. He's got he's got an alter ego that essentially manifests to a real being. So you got George Stark is his bad alter ego, and then he wants to write as himself, and I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. So anyway, we'll get back to it in a minute, but he writes, and I kind of like the detail of it. Looks like a script on the side, or like a manuscript there. That's super cool. The birds are flying again. George Stark is the bad dark half. Thad Beaumont is tired of writing trashy pulp novels under the pseudonym George Stark in order to make a living, yearning to focus solely on scribing the intellectually stimulating literature he enjoys. He also teaches. Thad decides to literally bury his alter ego, but George isn't prepared to be laid to rest, and by like a series of events, and it's a little vague, like he has to have, maybe he's part of a twin. I don't want to give too much away. But he has problems as a kid, and you find out that he was maybe a twin, maybe supposed to be a twin, whatever. It's very, very Stephen King, and you're in Castle Rock, another one of his towns. You got like Castle Rock and Derry. And this thing it's pretty twisted, and at the end, because I had not seen this in forever, I couldn't remember if all this was in his head or it was really happening, but it you know, I don't want to spoil it. You got to figure that out on your own. But it is a pretty cool turn. Now, the 4K here is a solid, like as far as a visual quality, it's a solid 9.25. Even though it's got some old like CGI in it that's kind of outdated, this is a solid 9.25. Absolutely solid. 100% great 4K. The outside shots are just, they'll knock your socks off how good the outside, like especially the outside daylight shots, just incredible. The 4K sings on those. And honestly, the CGI doesn't stick out as bad as I thought it would. And none of that normally really actually bothers me. It was a product of its time. I'm cool with it. It blends away to me. But it doesn't stick out as all that bad. Now, as far as this, here is your artwork. And I think on the inside, yeah, that's the original artwork there. Which is good too. I actually might just flip that around because I got the other one on the outside. Might go with the original on the inside here. And you've got both. You got the Blu-ray there too. The 122-minute feature, it is a little longer. It's a little bit longer of a drive of a movie. It's got Dolby Vision HDR, newly restored and scanned from its 35mm original negative, 5.1 surround, 2.0 stereo. Got a commentary track with George Romero that's obviously for a while back. Tons of other features, though, both new and archival. My Roots with Romero, an interview with the first assistant director. Merchant Ivory cameraman in Pittsburgh, an interview with the cinematographer. Shadows of the Past, Locating the Dark Half, a featurette on shooting it. George Romero in the City of the Living Dead, excerpts from 1991 broadcast on Pittsburgh's PBS station. Sparrows Are Flying Again, a 36-minute making-of documentary from 2014 with George Romero and the special effects makeup artists. Archival interviews, the electronic press kit, that's an EPK, behind-the-scenes footage, deleted scenes, storyboards, image galleries, TV spot, trailer. It's a stacked 4K release. You're going to get a lot of that on the 4K, but all the rest is going to be on the Blu-ray. I really enjoyed the movie. It's a slow burn, and it's not as much in-your-face horror. It's a little bit twisted. It's more of a thriller, suspense. Has a little more Shining vibes to it overall, is like madness taking over, is things really happening. That's much more of what it reminds me of, is The Shining. I mean, you even got a writer in here. Writers write what they know. He's a writer. He writes about writers. This is one I would absolutely buy, own, and if you're a fan of Romero or Stephen King, get this one. Get this one for sure. I know some people are like, oh boy, The Dark Half, that sucks. People want to complain about everything. It is a, like I said, if you're a Romero, Stephen King fan, I feel like this one's non-negotiable. I mean, maybe you could wait on a standard to get the standard. You don't have to have all this if you don't want it. But for me, and this is just me personally, totally not you, get the standard if you damn well want to. For me, it's always like, man, a couple more dollars. I get the nice box to protect it with. I get the booklet with the extra information, and I get the slipcover, all that kind of stuff. So The Dark Half, a high recommend for me personally. I'm a Stephen King guy, but great. And audio, I want to get on the audio on this real quick because we got 2 more to go. Nothing wrong with the audio, but I did find that I had to keep turning up my audio farther than I normally do. Most things I think I listen to around like 14 to 18 or 19 on my dial. Sometimes if it's mixed low, I'll have to kick it to 20 or 21. I found myself having to go to 24, 25, 26 to hear them talking all the time appropriately. Now, mileage may vary. I don't have a full setup. I've got a clipped center channel and a right and left. That's how I listen to it. And a receiver and all that kind of stuff. I had to keep turning it up. I didn't have to do that with the rest. Take that for what you will. So I kind of nudge it back down a little bit, but a great release here in The Dark Half. Now, the top 2 are reference quality, as far as I'm concerned. And I'll tell you how I split the difference on these is packaging. Because I think the packaging on Dirty Work is horrible, man. That is a horrible slipcover. So that kind of knocked it down below the Golden Child for me, because I think this packaging is incredible. So visually wise, though, this is among the top 3 VSUs that's been done. This is also one of the better 4Ks I've seen from Vinegar Syndrome right here. Let me take off this. Let's just go one at a time. It's a sick job, but somebody's got sick. It's dirty. It's their job. Somebody's got to do it. There's the slipcover. Here's your more traditional look right there. You got the whole booklet here. Again, with all the same info on here. So you got your booklet you can take to read info on. The slipcover inside is much better where they're holding the fish. And just random crazy shit. Somehow, even though I'm a massive Chevy Chase fan, I am literally named after Chevy Chase, and I am a massive Chevy Chase fan. I had never seen this, and it's got this cool spot gloss here on the side. That is probably the image we're most. That's what I remember seeing the most, and why I never saw this, I don't know, because I laughed my ass off. And I love the movie, and I love Chevy Chase in this movie in like a supporting role. But let me tell you what. The 4K on this, I got the Panasonic UB820. I've got my settings on my LG OLED C3. You can find the video on my settings. Reference quality. I'm going 9.75 video quality out of 10 on here. Absolutely blew me the hell away. It doesn't matter if they're setting in an office, like where they're sitting there talking to, like Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang, they're sitting there talking to Chevy Chase. And he's saying their dad's got to get a new heart and all this. First of all, they lit this really well, and everything's bright, vibrant, energetic colors. It's a banger, man. I hate that word. I don't have, like, I'm a writer and I'm trying to think of adjectives. It's that good. It is that good of a 4K. But it also nighttime scenes, it's easy for a bright, cheery comedy with a lot of colors to carry daytime and look good. Dude, when it goes into the nighttime and they're like out on the roof talking or doing different things, it might be even better. And that is an insane thing to say. I cannot believe it. Hopefully, some of this footage in here, at least for reference, it is a reference quality disc. A reference quality disc. The grain is present. It is film, y'all. It looks damn good. It's not a Blu-ray. It wasn't created in a digital space. It wasn't digitally cleaned and all this to give you a sterile image. This is beautiful filmic look right here. And it's an 82-minute film. It has the PG-13 cut. Then it has the dirtier cut on it, which is only adds like a minute. It's like a couple of sight gags where they stick their dick through some donuts on here, and the guys kind of reminds me of like Van Wilder, where they get to the bottom and they see how the donuts got filled with cream. Let's just say that. But it has both cuts on here: Dolby Vision HDR, newly restored and scanned from the 35mm original negative, and it shows, brothers and sisters. It shows. It has a commentary track with the co-writers Fred Wolf and Frank Sebastiano. Several different things. It's got a 2.0 audio, the 5.1 surround mix. And on the Blu-ray, this actually has a 3-disc set here. This is a 3-disc set, y'all. On the Blu-ray disc, contains everything from the Ultra HD disc, plus the following special features. Note to self, doing dirty work, a newly produced making of documentary that is 63 minutes long, featuring interviews with the cast and crew. Hey Jim, it's Norm, a 19-minute interview with Jim Downey and the co-writer of the movie. The Last Word, an interview with both the co-writers. Front Row, an interview with the assistant director. Cutting Dirty Work, an interview with the assistant editor. Excuse Me, an interview with co-writer and actor Fred Wolf. Revenge for Hire, an interview with the co-writer and actor David Koechner. That's Champ Kine, amongst other things, if you don't know who that is, from Anchorman. An interview with the stunt double. An interview with other actors like Kevin Farley, Jim Downey. A 2-hour assembly cut. A work cut of the movie sourced from video. Holy shit, this thing is loaded. Alternate extended ending, original trailer. Dude. This also has the new artwork on the back side. I kind of want to leave this one. The original there. And this is hilarious. Norm Macdonald was funny. He was very that dry wit and everything. And Artie Lang. Chevy Chase with actually a really big supporting role, and I friggin' loved him in it. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It sounded great. I'd give it an 8.5, which is the highest I can give it without all the other stuff that I said. It is a must own. Now, whether you want to get it in this case or not, I still would. It's not like you got to look at the front of this all the time, because I hate the front. You don't have to look at that all the time. It's going to go in there. It's going to look good from the side. You're going to get the booklet. You're going to get the spot glossed, cool-ass slipcover, all that kind of stuff. The booklet has some cool extras that you can read. So it's a side loader. I would recommend getting this. I high 10 out of 10 recommend this. This is a great 4K, pure reference quality. Pure reference quality. I will fight anybody that argues any different. Man, it is there. It is there. And the movie is there. An absolute baller release from Vinegar Syndrome. So much fun. You could watch the PG-13 cut of this with your whole family and be totally cool and have a lot of fun. Dirty Work. Absolutely love it. High recommend. Turn that over because that is ugly. Now this one, cream of the crop. The only thing that kicks it over, because I think they're equal on video quality, you're at a 9.75 or above here, reference. This one has more vibrancy to it, but that's because it's a bright, cheerful movie. but it gets kicked down a little bit because of that artwork versus this artwork, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I did a full dedicated video to this VSU, but it looks great. There was a problem with the original disc. I have no idea what it was. They caught it before they ever sent it out. Sent a fixed disc, so I never bothered listening. The artwork, for anybody that missed the standalone video, if you want a lot of info on this, go check out that video. Inside, you get this artwork, you get your booklet. The artwork continued. I think that this and Roadhouse and Showgirls are the best VSUs that they've done as far as 4K quality, packaging, everything else. The movie, you get, this is a raunchier, dirtier, a little more horror-filled version of Big Trouble in Little China back when Eddie Murphy was legitimately doing mostly R-rated Eddie Murphy. And Charles Dance in here, Sodom Noomspe, or however you say his name, essentially the devil or the devil's henchman is what he is. We go to the fires of hell in this. You even have several of the same actors that are in Big Trouble in Little China. The disc is loaded. I went over everything in that standalone video. It is a 2-disc set here. They almost did dirty work. Could have been an alternate VSU because of the amount of work that went into that 3-disc set. But I absolutely love this movie. I don't really understand what the hate is. I know a lot of people are like, well, it's not nostalgic or whatever. It is to me. I grew up with it. Maybe I'm just older than y'all. I was a big Eddie Murphy fan. So was my brother. So was everybody in the 80s. I grew up with this movie. I was a horror fan in the 80s and an Eddie Murphy fan. Of course, I grew up with this movie. So I think it fits great as a VSU, to be honest. So my man Ken over at Mid-Level Media, brother, this one I don't agree with you. I've been trying to get you to get this one. This one I do not agree with you. I think it fits the VSU line perfect. If you've got Roadhouse on here and you've got like, Cloak and Dagger and Congo and Beastmaster and stuff, this fits beautifully some weird place between Roadhouse and Beastmaster. It does. And I love it. I think it's a fun movie. I really don't understand the dislike. This 4K is incredible. A 9.75 or above reference quality here. The audio's best that I can give it at 8.5. The extra features, the same as this. 10 out of 10 on extra features. Maybe you could give this a 9.9. This is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And I'll rate the extra features on the others. I'll make sure I put that on there. But because they all are pretty damn good. Must-owns. If you can only, let's say you can buy 3 things from Vinegar Syndrome, buy these 3 things. Buy these 3 things. If you can only buy 2, what depends on how big of a Stephen King and Romero fan you are, these 2 are better overall movies and 4Ks, but not by a ton. There's no way I could pick. I would have to own all 3 of these, even if I wasn't a subscriber. Because this I didn't get as a subscriber. I had to buy it still. But high recommends, and I absolutely think this was an outstanding month for Vinegar Syndrome. And that's not even all. They did Breathless on 4K. I just didn't have time to do that one too. But that is what I got for you. A hell of a month. We just got news that they're going to hit a new on their sale when they open back up on July the 1st. We are going to get some more VSLs, VSAs, and a VSU. We're going to move to 4 VSUs this year, it looks like, which I've been advocating for. 1 every 3 months is not that hard to keep up with. And my guess on that, if it's related to the alien stuff, is Fire in the Sky, which is a Paramount film. My second guess is probably Explorers, which is also outer space related and also a Paramount film. But my first guess is Fire in the Sky. And we'll see if I'm right or not, but we got a lot more to come, and I'll be here to share it all with you. But that's what I got for you. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. You can join, become a channel member at my YouTube link, but I'd push you to the Patreon because, like, all this stuff, I can show the uncensored clips and all that stuff. I don't have to worry about copyright. I can put plenty of stuff in over there. And no matter what, though, you're going to get your name and lights on every video behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, everything, all those videos, everything you contribute goes right back into this channel. And y'all, I really do appreciate it so much. Make sure you subscribe to the physical media channels that I list on here. There's a push behind the scenes with some, I'm being told from my distributor, for studios to get back to physical media. They pay attention to all this stuff. Subscribe to these people. They're great people. You don't have to agree with them all the time. I know I don't. But hey, we all share a common interest, and that's what matters. But until next time, be kind, rewind. Like always, this is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.